At the mesa of a mountain in the land of trickery, we find your undoing. Withered trees of dull green and brown burn brightly now to paint the scene. And as that thick smoke rolls outward and down the cliff sides, mark my words, it's a sad state for a forest, but a perfect place for a secret weapon. Beyond the smoke, beyond the trees, beyond the illusions, you'll find a ruined forest teeming with danger, leading to a village brimming with chaos. And we know how much you love chaos. As the organization responsible for monitoring magical anomalies and fighting back against the corruption of magic, the clan of Cauldareen has survived an attack. Teams of agents returning to the base via the teleportation circles on the outskirts of the village to regroup. And they're coming. But you see, we'll find the new recruits of Cauldareen hard at work, trying to survive.
Hi, I'm Myri. I play Brutus, human paladin. You don't have to worry about me. Today wasn't my worst day.
Hello, my name is Grim, and I'm playing Hiccup, the wild magic sorcerer lizard folk with lycanthropy. All right, let's go.
Before I say my thing, Corso, I saw what you did there. I saw what you did, and don't act like you didn't do it. Hi, my name is Amelia Som, and I play Teryx, the Drow Blood Hunter. And it's fine. We're going to hell to adopt a puppy. This is normal. This is normal.
Hi, I'm Ivy. I play Ruby, the Fire Genasi Arcane Trickster Rogue. It's fine. We'll be fine. I'm used to the flames.
Last time on Cauldareen Chronicles, things were heating up for Team 10 as they ran to the aid of their Gulthiest Tree guardian, Sharwin.
Should be right through here.
This token might be the key.
With a flash of a spell token, the floor opened up and they descended out of the frying pan and into the fire as they square off against Abram's father, Silo. With the assistance of Oops, they learn the secret to escaping his hold. You must think of your darkest moment.
I just replay the moment of staring at my own corpse I threw into the fire.
And remember the feeling of being the only survivor and I couldn't do anything.
Brutus doesn't think of when she killed her friend, but the aftermath and what comes next.
Into the running.
After handily dealing with the Guardian, the group rushes to stop the fire spell that Sharwin was trapped in.
We have to strike all four at the same time, on 3.
After rescuing Sharwin and being unsure of condition, Oops called on healers and the cleanup of Cauldareen began. In the tough week, several things came to light. Genji Wave remains in a coma after boosting the main fighting class, and the majority of the fighting force has been scattered.
We need to find Abram so I can get him.
And Oops, the new leader to Cauldareen, may just have the answer to how to find him. How much do you know about Cera's abilities and your cousin's connection?
I think I know she can find anyone.
You need to find her.
Sure, I'll just commune with the dog from hell.
And with those words, our blood hunter and paladin alike heard the howl of a beast and the shaking of the world beyond the door to the office as a gate to what appears to be hell appears. And with that, Team 10 departs on a journey across the plains. How exciting. Because they need to find Cera. Because these are the next defenders of this land. And these are just the Cauldareen Chronicles, my friends. It's just a story, right? Nothing to fear, 14. And our group here has just stepped out of a doorway from an office that seems to lead to this black hellscape with brimstone and fire in the distance. And far off in the background, you see a giant gate, and you can hear a howl. And it's fairly dark here as you stepped out, and the door shuts. And you all, at some point, one of you looks over your shoulder, and you would notice that the door is gone.
That's where I think it is. Oh, wow. I didn't think I'd be here yet. Yeah. No.
Did you plan on going to hell?
No. No.
Kind of sounds like you wanted to be here at some point, Brutus. Was that all right?
No, that's... So, dog, right?
Dog.
I guess. If I think hard, can I think of what Brutus is hiding?
If I just think hard enough.
If I
Roll an
believe in
insight check
myself.
with advantage.
Ooh.
Unfair.
19.
Brutus, what are the surface thoughts right now that you're having? Doesn't have to be the deepest, but just at least the little kind of pickup bits of what you're alluding to.
Basically, she just doesn't think she's a great person.
Cool. And yeah, Terex, you hear that. Like you hear that thought.
I kind of feel bad because that actually worked. I feel like I crossed a boundary and maybe shouldn't have. But Terex will just say, too hard on yourself, and start walking in whatever direction I think Cera might be.
What if we just howl really loud? Do you think she'd hear us?
Maybe, but I think a lot of other things might also hear us.
I'm kind of concerned about what else might be down here. Kind of looking around. Is there any creatures around us?
Hiccup, can you smell things with your wolf nose?
If I shift, I can. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
And he just shifts while growling into his hybrid form.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
after he fully shifts, he just like shakes it off, and he's just like, ugh, I'm not gonna get used to that.
Wolf, lizard, wolf, lizard, wolf, lizard.
Lizard, wolf.
Wizard.
Wizard.
So let's resolve each of these things together. First off, we're going to kind of go in reverse here. So you have shifted, and Ruby and Hiccup are under the notion of, are there creatures around us? So both of you make a perception check. Hiccup, if you are doing this with hearing or smell,
Yes.
you will be able to do so with advantage.
I would like to do the sniff and ear check.
Yeah.
Do I only pick one?
I'll
Or
let
do
you
I-
kind of hone in on one of them. Actually, you know what? No, sorry. It's hearing and smell. So yes, you're doing a
Okay.
perception check, focusing on those two senses. But yeah, so that's
Okay.
what we'll.
Ruby's strictly using her eyes.
Okay.
Are you serious right now?
I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
So with
And-
perception, that's 23.
All right. And how about for Ruby?
I rolled a 15.
Okay. And so with a 15 using your eyes, you scan the distance. And where you seem to have arrived, there's a gate. It's very far in the distance, though, almost like seeing a mountain in the distance, which alone tells you something of its stature and its size. But you're fairly close to the edge of something to the right, and you can see in the distance what looks like a house. And something moving methodically along the entire right edge near it, moving up and then pulling all the way back and crashing again and pulling all the way back. In the distance, you see that movement, but you're not 100% certain what that is.
What color is it?
The color from here, it is black.
Okay, cool. I just wanted.
Yep.
Okay.
And as far as Hiccup, with the smell and the hearing check. So first off, on smell here seems to be sort of stunted. That's sort of a difficult thing for you to pick up on because there's so much ash and melting earth and almost burning flesh that is stinking up the place, that discerning things between that is difficult because you are not from here. That's not your everyday smell. And so you're getting that sense. Hearing, you can hear the of the sound that is off in the distance of that thing slapping against and pulling back. You can sort of hear the waves.
I was gonna say this is the most twisted beach episode.
And you can also hear some guttural growling from various places in the distance.
Hiccup just like goes a little stiff as he's taking this all in. Says, "Yep. I am uncomfortable right now. This place is making me uncomfortable."
And Tear looks around and says, "Should I be brighter or dimmer?"
Dimmer.
I don't need things coming to you to
Yeah, I'm gonna say dimmer.
feel like a star would be a treat here.
And so the light fades away from there as they withdraw all of their residual light to not give you away. And they look around. Now over to Brutus. What was that that you wanted to do in this instance?
I didn't really. I think Brutus is going to be very focused on the practicals here, like what sort of supplies did we all have on us? How freaking hot is it here? Basically, if we got to go on a trek through this land, like, how fast we gonna die?
Okay.
Just from environmental situations.
Yeah, make me a survival check then. And then we will get to...
that's a 14.
Okay, so it's not very hospitable. Where you're at right now is not the, end of the world per se, sort of danger and environment, but you can tell it would take some adjusting and it would not be comfortable to be here for very long. And you get the sense that deeper in would become less hospitable in some areas. As far as the supplies you have, you didn't really plan to go to hell. So
be here.
You can assess a few things like, okay, we're here for Cera. Ruby might be okay in the hotter extremes, so keep that in mind. And just
Hiccup's a lizard, probably okay for a
while.
while.
And so you're just sort of assessing these sort of situations and getting stock. And you're also taking note that like you're in hell, so if you encounter something, it's probably a fiend or something of the sort, like just sort of the lay of the land that goes through your head, or a demon or something.
Everyone should probably, if we get into a fight, be careful about the creatures near me. Some weird stuff was happening, back during the attack. And also, since this is a beach episode, I feel like fan service is necessary in this moment, and it's way too hot. So Brutus is going to take off her sweater and her cloak.
Yes.
Just got the nice muscly arms all scarred up, tied the hair half back.
Hiccup is going to look away respectfully as she changes clothes.
Terex is not.
I mean, it's literally
away.
just like a cloak and a sweater. She's got a tank top on underneath it. But
well, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know what you're doing.
She is small and buff.
Terex is looking respectfully at you.
He's also looking respectfully, just like Ruby's like, oh, those muscles though.
Whoa, though. She always has
art
a sweater. What?
I need art of Brutus like in the front, like pulling their hair up.
Yeah.
Like Hiccup looking off the side, and both of us just going.
Well, Hiccup is being respectful of privacy. He doesn't know what he's doing.
No.
And he's going to shift back into his lizard form because being a big old fur ball is not going to make it any easier.
And that will finally bring us to Amelia with Terex. And Terex was trying to go in the direction of Cera, correct?
Yeah, and I will also say less fan service-y, but more practical-y. Terex has kind of taken their like cloak off, and it just sort of fastens down at the waist, and like the hat is off, and they're like tying their hair up into a bun just because it's getting warm.
Yeah.
I feel like fan service is implied though. We can be practical.
It's just
still
respectfully.
We're just too hot.
Yeah.
It's just too hot. Ruby is still looking respectfully. She's just like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happens. So with that in mind, then in order to commune with Cera, make an Arcana check.
I assume I can make it at advantage as she is a fiend.
Yep.
5.
Okay. And that's with advantage, yeah?
I got a 1 and a 3.
Yeah. So you try and commune. How do you try and go about that?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and like, hand on my temple, closing my eyes and just thinking thoughts towards Cera, like, Cera.
And Brutus, you hear those go directly into your head. Having made that connection a moment ago to try and pierce her thoughts, you did not break that connection is kind of how we're going to rule this. And so that's why that failed is you didn't reach out. You just reached to the closest connected you had, which is Brutus. And you sent those words right into Brutus's head.
I'm just like,
much slower on the uptake, so she's just like very confused.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how to do this, Cera. I'm not sure what I did last time, but I really don't want to start howling in the middle of hell.
That's my favorite metal song.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terex is just thinking and is just kind of looking around to see if she gets the vibe.
And that doesn't get the vibe. Brutus, those all went directly to you. You wouldn't know that, Terex, but those went straight to you, Brutus.
Come on, Cera. Come on. Yeah, here, sweetie.
Man,
you're not.
Throw me a bone.
This is going to be a very weird question, but since Hiccup was raised by wolves and they're all canines, is it possible, and this is a long shot, to make some sort of like survival or a nature check to be like, if I were a hellhound, where the fuck would I be?
Well, what I'll say here is you've already made a hearing check and you can hear them in sort of all directions.
Mm-hmm.
And so make me a animal handlings check.
Okay.
My
I probably don't have a good... Okay, cool. It's just a +0
And I will
modifier.
allow this to be advantage because of your wolf lineage.
Sweet.
In the meanwhile, Terex is just like, she's not listening to me or doesn't hear me.
So that's a 12.
Okay.
With
So
advantage. So
with a 12, that actually makes sense because like you're not an actual wolf, but you did grow up with them and you understand. And while these are canines, they're not exactly the same.
Mhm.
But looking at your location, you definitely look around and you see some bones and you see some piles of just like rotting creature.
Mhm.
And you get a sense that you might be well within the hunting grounds. and you recognize like just the animal instincts tell you have gone into their turf, which would also explain hearing them in all directions. Is you are behind enemy lines right now, and so you might,
Regardless of which way we go, we need to be careful. We are on their hunting grounds. And he like points out at the decay around the party.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, we just need to be careful.
Perhaps she's looking for you too. So maybe we move, maybe somewhere that looks a little safer. I don't know. Maybe she'd. Not sure. I don't know what she'd do.
Yeah, I have no idea where she is.
Amazing.
So moving. Do we want to move in any direction?
Yeah. You can just pick. I mean, if we have no idea, no direction's worse than any other.
Yeah, I go that way.
Nice. That way. Cool.
Give me a perception check, and I'll give you the lay of the directions around you.
14.
Okay, yeah. So you also see the gates far ahead in the distance, straight ahead, but more to a very right diagonal would be the what looks like a house in the distance, and those waves. Off to your left would be more towards what looks like thick smoke and piles of just like bodies or whatever out on these hellscape plains. And behind you is where like the door was, but is no longer. And it is a very vast tundra behind you.
I'm leaning towards smoke and dead bodies. Where are we feeling?
Fair. Or, I mean, so, like, if you have a dog, sometimes they, like, wait by the door for you, so gate, maybe.
I'm worried about what else might be waiting by the gate.
Right.
That gate is
Could compromise and go to the tiny house.
Yeah, that gate, looking off at it and seeing the size of it, that gate is very big.
Maybe bodies. You can hide among bodies, right?
That's also a good point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just throwing out reasons,
It's not a
honestly.
bad idea, Brutus. It's not a bad idea.
Well, I now turn a little bit as I was going probably towards something else, that I turned walking toward the dead bodies.
Let's go towards the lovely...
Oh, wait, I don't want to be in front.
I'll do it. Let's go towards the lovely pile of bodies, and if that doesn't work out, who's to say we can't go towards the gate?
Yeah.
Right.
I guess I'll lead. I will take the
Everyone
lead, I
try
guess,
to-
and walk towards the bodies.
Sure.
This
And-
could totally not go poorly at all.
Yeah, there's a pile of what looks like some sort of humanoid-ish creatures, and you can see that there are two laying over a smaller one, and they have been picked apart, and something is viciously eaten these creatures, whatever they are. They're most of the skin, they're down to bones essentially at this point, and they're very charred, and it looks like perhaps they were moving about out in the open.
Okay, this might be a morbid question. How fresh do the bodies look?
So roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
Also, are they humans? Are they
They're
like what are these bodies?
humanoid.
Hey, yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Intelligence? Okay,
Yep.
it is a +1. That is an 18.
All right, and anyone else is allowed to make checks right now as well. But yes, while you, what type of check would you like to make?
Oh, I was just going to try and ascertain information about the bodies.
Oh, yeah. So
I was going to do something similar, maybe as a survival kind of thing.
okay, cool. So first, Ruby, with your particular intelligence check of how fresh these bodies are, you are getting a sense that this is it's difficult to tell because they have been set
Charged.
ablaze. Yes. Yeah. And so that has sort of ruined, but there are stoked coals here sort of situation. They are not currently burning, but it is also difficult to tell because of how hot it is. You're not sure how easily fires would die out here.
That's a good.
So it is out, but they're still. It's looking
hot.
it's still looking at like red hot coals.
Right after you put out a bonfire, but it's still hot. Okay.
And you're not sure if the temperature here would permit it to get much less.
Okay. I don't see. I'm not able to ascertain like exactly a time frame, I guess.
You would assume if it's not still a raging fire in these temperatures, it's had plenty of time to cool down.
Okay. All right. So this isn't like, this just happened, like,
yeah,
right before we. Okay, that's kind of what I was looking for, to kind of deduce how close they were. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll go first with Mills. You're going to do something here?
Yeah, I was trying to see if there's any sign of like Cera or wolves or like what sort of creature might have done this.
Okay. Focusing on that, give me a. Yeah, also make that animal handlings check.
Okay, then that is an 18.
Okay. So an 18. Yeah, there's definitely bite marks and stuff that are visible on the bones. While things were charred, you can definitely see like fangs have dug into bone. And these are not the only bodies. Every 50 yards or so, you can see another pile of something in this area. So it seems like perhaps this is definitely a hunting grounds, as I've said before, that they seem to have high foot traffic here for some reason. And whatever these fanged creatures are, this is their picking grounds, or at least it's plenty trafficked for them. And you can see markings of their coming and going. And you can see paw prints in the ground that kind of dictate that they rush in. So they would probably keep within passively perceiving this area.
Keep an eye out for them as we're moving.
Okay. Brutus and Hiccup, what were y'all looking at?
I was actually going to do something similar of whose barbecue we missed, basically.
Okay.
That's what was going to be my thing, but it's already...
Okay, and Brutus?
I'm going to cheat and activate Divine Sense.
Hell yeah.
Eyes go all molten metal. I think it's only on for a minute. Oh no, it's not even a minute. Divine Sense is so short.
Yeah, it's like a round.
Yeah, but still, just like a flash of it to like look around, and I'll check in with Oliver too, because sometimes he sees stuff that Brutus doesn't.
Yeah.
Just to sort of make sure that there's nothing like hiding around the corner that we can't see, that sort of deal. Any fiend within 60 feet, any any place affected by the Hallow spell, location of any celestial fiend or undead within that is not behind total cover.
So within 60 feet, there's a lot of smoke and stuff coming up from around little fissures in the ground around here. It's not like you have clear visibility everywhere, but you see through the smoke, you get a faint outline about 50 feet away of one creature. And it's just on all fours staring through the smoke.
I'm gonna make eye contact with everyone, maybe elbow bump or something if they're not looking at me, and then just do a very, very subtle nod in that direction.
I
There's
cast
something that way.
message to Brutus.
Oh, thank you.
I cast message to her and just go, "What?"
Creature that way. Pass it on.
Cool.
4 legs.
Cool, got it. And then I just relayed the message
To everybody.
The message cantrip to everybody. Just what?
Oh, what?
I don't speak face.
If I like try like connect with this creature, am I getting Cera vibes?
You are not. Do you try and reach out to it though? Like in the way
Yeah.
that you would reach out to Sarah?
Yeah.
Make an Arcana check with advantage again.
Okay, which of these dice doesn't want to be a bitch today or right now? Okay, it's this one. Arcana, that is a flat 20. No,
Okay.
Not natural.
And so how do you try and reach out to Sarah? Like you could tell there's a beast there and you try to
Yeah.
reach out again.
I like try and reach out. And I think once I realize that that beast isn't Cera, I just am kind of like, you're here, could use your help. Realizing that we're like in fucking hell, there's some sort of monster staring at us. And so I think it's definitely a lot more pointed and focused than earlier when I was like, Cera, where are you?
And you hear in your head a howl. And in response, so does Brutus. You hear a howl come back to you. And then you hear a deep guttural growl. But then you all hear it as the creature in front of you howls out loud and begins barking viciously. And then charges forward.
We still haven't had a long rest or a
Good
short
dog.
rest. Have we had a short rest?
Well, we would
It's
have.
been a week since the last
Yeah,
encounter,
you've
so
long
we
rested.
still
Oh, yeah,
had
yeah.
our
It's
long
been
rest.
Okay, goddamn.
Yeah, it's been
I
a
like
week.
how we were like, wait, have we?
Yeah.
It's like I don't.
No, we did not sleep at all throughout the entire week. We're basically zombies.
Well, actually, Terex didn't sleep. For once, she just meditated every night for exactly 4 hours,
Yep, that sounds right.
and then spent the rest for brooding.
And as it
That's
comes
right.
dashing through the smoke, you can see a hellhound, but it is not Sarah. So, roll initiative.
Okay.
Okay, well, this will be fun.
11. Woo.
17 for Ruby.
I've had such middling rolls this session.
18 for Brutus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
7.
Even.
Oh.
It's okay. Hiccup was startled.
All right. And because you had the upper hand by getting them the information, it's kind of great how this played out. Brutus, you get to go first.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, seems aggressive. We're in hell. I'm not gonna take it easy. Brutus is gonna again give a warning to everyone. Just stay at range best you can. Probably more powerful because of and then gonna run up and I'm gonna try to hit this thing. Gonna try to
Okay.
hit with my sword. And I'll Great Weapon Master attacks. Why not? Why not? Except for the fact that it might make it so I don't hit. Well, one of them almost definitely does not hit. The other one might. Does a 15 hit?
And the dog lunges out of the way of the first swing. And it goes to jump and bite at you as you quickly, barely land that second hit.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. Didn't prep all my dice. I'm sorry. Forgot that, fighting. That's everything that I'm built to do.
Can't all be dungeons. Sometimes it's got to be a dragon,
Sometimes it's got to be dragons, and I am going to go ahead and do one first level Divine Smite on
Which
this.
will be 3d8 because it is a fiend.
3d8.
You get an extra one because it's a fiend.
Nice. Um... 37.
37 damage. And you slash right across the side of this thing, and it takes a gnarly hit, and it turns at you as its blood starts running down its side, dropping and sizzling as it hits the hot ground.
And 15 of that was the radiant, in case that's relevant.
Perfect. Yep. And so, 30, you said 37?
Yes.
Okay. And
oh, wait. I'm sorry. That actually should be more. Hang on.
Of course it should be.
Okay.
It should be more.
I have
hold on.
I have great. I re-roll 1s and 2s on my damage dice.
Oh.
And I rolled a 1 and a 2. So that originally was.
The 37 minus 3, add the 2 new dice.
Yes. So that's 10.
34 plus whatever you added, so 10.
Yeah.
Making it 44. Okay, 44 damage. This thing does not look good at all. But it is now Ruby's turn.
Okay. So seeing as how it has focused its attention on Brutus, I would like to sneak up behind it.
Okay.
And I am going to use my short sword to attempt to stab into the side of its ribcage.
Okay, roll to hit.
Rolling to hit. I better hit. Hold on. Short sword plus 6. Ah, that is a 22.
All right, and that hits.
Oh,
And
nice.
tell me how you do this.
Oh shit. Okay, so let me see how much damage this is going to be real quick. 4, 7.
Oh yeah, the damage number don't matter in this.
Oh, that's fine. I just want to see what it would end up being.
What would it be?
You know, just because. It would be 23 points of damage.
Nice.
So, Ruby, seeing that Brutus has the front handled where its attention is fully focused, is going to quickly withdraw her short sword, get down low, and stab quickly and precisely just between the rib cages, striking for its heart and or to collapse the one on the way in, and just straight all the way through its rib cage.
Yeah, and you feel the weight of it start to bear down on the blade as it just crumples. And as you withdraw, the rest of the body falls down. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna look up to Brutus and be like, "Nice hit."
Okay. Next in the order,
Yeah.
Terex.
I am looking around to see if I see any other wolves.
Make a perception check.
I will say we're not out of initiative.
I was gonna.
10.
Okay. You hear barking in the distance, but you can't seem to lay your eyes on where it was coming from.
Okay.
Did we just kill the pack leader?
I'm going to hold. I'm gonna hold a fairy fire.
Okay. Until what trigger?
Once it gets, I guess I'll say once it gets within 40 feet. I feel like by then, if it were Cera, I might be able to tell.
Okay. And that takes us to Hiccup.
Yeah, Hiccup knows there's no way it's gonna be just that one. He knows that wolves and canines travel in packs. There's got to be more of these. I don't know if he's able to spot where the next one is, but if he cannot, he would also like to hold his action, his Ray of Frost, until one of them comes within range of it.
So make a perception check.
Sure, gladly.
And now this one's on sight, right? That you're wanting to see it, or are you trying to hear or smell?
Actually, I want him to hear it, except he's not in his hybrid form.
Oh, right.
So
He
this
shifted
is just,
back.
he's back into his regular form. So
Yeah, just make
he's
an
just
overall
gonna-
perception check.
yeah. For nerd of flavor, he's listening. 15's not bad.
Okay. Anything you add to it?
No, that's the total with the modifier.
Okay. So with a 15, you look through and you're listening to see if you can hear anything. And you hear the barking getting closer. And you see a glimpse as the smoke is sort of wafting back and forth with little gaps. And you can see in the distance several of these hellhounds rushing in your direction.
Cool. He's
You
gonna
don't quite get a number though because of the smoke.
there. He's gonna bark it out to the rest of the team as he faces that direction. And he's going to actually he's gonna use his movement to go a little bit further. Wait, how far away are they?
From what you saw about 100 feet,
100 feet.
but they're on their way.
Okay, cool. He's definitely gonna move closer a little bit just to kind of like, I don't know, give himself a little bit of distance. But I would say maybe like 15 feet closer towards them.
Okay.
And hold his Ray of Frost action till they're in his range. And it is a 30-foot cone. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it is. No, it's 60-foot range. My bad. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and they come a sprinting. And you can hear the sounds of them as they're just making these guttural just and it's definitely the we're chasing you down. It's the sound that prey hears, and it's a communication to the pack as they move. And
He's gonna mutter to himself, "I'm not prey, you bastards."
and they come within range first of your 60-foot cone of Ray of Frost.
Yes.
Now, so yeah, this one comes within range of that.
Okay. Okay. Does a 15 hit?
All right, is Ray of Frost an attack roll?
It is, yes.
Cool, yeah, 15 hits.
Sweet. Let's see. It is 2d8. Cold damage. So the total is 8.
Okay.
8 cold damage.
8 cold damage as you blast right through, getting a glimpse of this dog as it gets closer, and you blast it with that icy blast, but it keeps chugging right through, coming within 40 feet of you.
Cool.
Perix.
Okay. The fairy fire is a 20-foot cube. Is there a way I can get more than one in that cube?
You can definitely hear more coming. You could change that parameter to wait until like another one gets within the cube. You can tell they're coming to you, so they'll definitely be within range in a moment. But there is only one within reach just yet.
I'll wait to get 2 at a time.
Okay. And so it continues its approach, and it makes it closest towards. You two are at a dead body, so it is coming up towards Brutus and Ruby over at that body, and it opens up its mouth, and I need a dexterity saving throw, DC 12 from the two of you.
Dexterity saving throw. Good thing I'm good at dex. That is a 15.
Dex save, and since you're within 10 feet of me, you also added a +4 to that.
Plus 4?
Mine
Okay.
is.
So 19 for Ruby.
Excellent.
And a 23 for Brutus.
Oh, look at Jessica.
All right. So
Yeah.
you take as it opens
Extras
up
babies
its
today.
as it opens up its maw and just flame comes gushing out. You both pull back, taking only 10 fire damage, 5 for Ruby. As 10
Right.
flame hits you. And this cone fans out, and you can see the corpse of the Hellhound beneath you starting to sort of melt. And that is its turn. Top of the order now, and a second Hellhound comes rushing in and gets within range. This is where you may activate your effects, Terex.
I need deck saves for both of them.
All right, and they have a... All right. That is an 11 and a 14.
The 11 fails, the 14 succeeds. So the 11 is slightly outlined with the violet light.
Okay.
Everyone gets advantage on that one.
Ooh.
And this one comes rushing in, and right behind the other dog, it opens up its jaw as well. And I need another dex save from the two of you, as they are aiming at the two who have attacked and killed a Hellhound.
Hello.
Back safe. 17, so whatever that added up.
Probably like what? Plus a
23.
13 to attack.
So this one is 12, so meets it. Thank God I have a +6.
And the +4 from Brutus.
Yeah, so it would be 12, so 16.
All right. So that means you will both take 13 fire damage this time, rounded to 6 for you.
Oopa-doopa.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that one lets that out and then howls straight up into the air. And you hear many more howls respond. And that brings us over to Brutus.
How far away do those howls sound? They sound like they're pretty close to us, or?
They sounded reactionary, is the best way to say it. So you can hear them at varying distances, and it definitely felt like a rallying cry.
Oh, I hate that.
Okay. In that case,
You can make a perception check real quick first, if you'd like. Doesn't cost you anything.
That's well, if it doesn't cost me anything, I'll make it. No.
No.
Yeah, you're focused. You've been hit by 2 fire-breathing dogs. You're focused.
It wasn't a nat 1, but it was a 3.
Yeah.
You're just like, no.
That's fine. I'm just gonna attack the one that's here. I think I'm
there
not
are
gonna use
2. One of them, the
Right.
one that howled, is covered in fairy fire.
Okay, well, I'll take that one because then I can use my Great Weapon Master, but do it at advantage.
Yep.
Okay. Advantage does not help, but that was just attack number 1. I rolled a 2 and a 3. I get a second attack. Maybe. 16?
That hits.
Okay. And I'm not gonna do the Divine Smite on this one. I don't know how many of these fucking things we're gonna have to fight, or if there are worse ones out there. I will just do my... I rolled a 1 and a 2 on the damage dice again.
Get to reroll. Yep.
Sorry. My reroll turned into 2 1s instead of a 1 and a 2.
Oh no!
It's okay.
Alright.
It's still fucking 21 points of damage.
Excellent.
Of course it is.
So, yep, you've got your 2 plus your slash plus your 10 from Great Weapon.
Yep, plus my 2 plus my 9 plus my 10. So yeah, 21.
Excellent. Okay, and that ending your turn. Any bonus actions?
No, that's it for now.
All right, Ruby, you're up.
Okay, I would like to make a perception check, if possible, to
Go
see
right
how
ahead.
close they are. Okay, that is perception, and here's my perception. There it is. That's a 14.
Okay. So at this point, needs a pizza. So yeah, with a perception, you see through in a glimpse as just sort of in time, the smoke fizzles out and there is just a solid gap for a moment as the smoke continues up. And in that wave, you saw through what looked like 24.
Oh shit! Okay,
I think it's time we nope the fuck out of there.
I'm going to, as I'm about to square off with this hellhound, call it to the rest of the party. There's like 24 that are on the way. What do we do?
Hiccup just says, "Oh hell no, we're running."
Hell yes, Hiccup. Thank you for pointing it out.
When they get close enough, I'll see if I can frighten them.
Okay. And then I am going to slash again with my rapier at the one in front. Is it focused on Brutus? Am I able to do a sneak attack on this one?
So you can do that in general when someone's within 5 feet of it.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, okay. I did not read it entirely. So
Yep,
I would
you're
like
good.
to try to hit this one again, or hit this one. That is a natural 20.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
that is
So
going
that is
to
a
be
26 in total.
all right. So that is going to be not only your typical damage doubled from your dice. So what do you said short sword?
Yes. So
All right.
short sword is a 1d6 plus 3.
All right, so that's going to be 2d6, but then 3d6 is sneak attack. So this is going to be 6d6.
My
A
sneak
total of-
attack is 4d6.
Oh, right, you're a higher level.
66
So
Yes.
8d6 plus the 2, so
86
10d6
10d6. Okay.
plus your modifier.
5, 6, 7.
So
8.
yeah, sneak attack at level 7, folks, on a crit. 10d6 plus your mod.
Oh no, I got a bunch of ones, but still 26 damage. Plus, oh wait,
Okay.
it's plus 3, so 29. Because it doesn't take the plus 3. So
Okay, and this is on the one that Brutus had already hit.
yes, so 29 points of damage.
How do you do this?
I'm gonna go for the throat this time. Because it called its buddies, and I don't like the fact that it did that and did this rally cry. So I'm going to kind of, hey, over here, and then kind of flourish it and go across the bottom of its throat.
Yeah, and you make that sound because it just took a slash from Brutus. It looks at her, it growls, and you say, "Hey, over here," and it turns, and in motion, it turns as your blade does, and just, and you drop it.
Perfect.
Now
Yeah.
you have just slashed this down. Any bonus? Anything else you want to do?
Nope. I'm just gonna turn to the rest of the party and once again
Any
say,
movement?
"What do we do?"
Run.
Okay, Terex, it is you up next. And Ruby hasn't used her movement. I know you just gave the verbal action that you would like to run. Is there anything else you're going to do there?
Yeah. Wait, is that me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I am going to move away from the horde of hellhounds approaching us. Hopefully, if I turn in a different direction, there are not more hellhounds approaching from that one. I guess toward the house thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to try. Does it take an action or a bonus action to reach out to Cera?
No.
Okay.
No, that'll just be sort of a mental, it's a free action to communicate.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and connect with Cera again, saying, "Oh my god, I'm trying to find you, take you back to the surface. I just need help. I don't know what I'm doing here." And as I do that, I am going to waste a spell slot casting Mirror Image on myself.
Okay. And you're going to start running towards the house? Okay. All right. So, yeah, you start to head in that direction as the order's given. Run. And you start running. And suddenly bursting through, you can see in the distance those 24 hellhounds starting to amass, and another one breaks through the smoke, having just come within range, and it rushes at the closest person it sees. This time, this one is closer to Hiccup. And this one lunges at you to bite you, Hiccup.
It's a bite attack. Okay.
Yeah. And
Bite.
I need to know, does a natural 20 hit?
No,
No,
cancel
no,
that.
it doesn't.
I'm a glaive cleric now.
It's-
That does not hit.
It's actually Hiccup isn't just immune to regular damage. He's also immune to
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but still, just
Um,
being like, does a nat 20 hit me? I mean, technically it would, but I am immune to certain damages.
Yeah, and we're about to see.
The answer is yes, but also no.
Yes, but also no, because lycanthropy.
Yeah. So, as it bites down, this is a total of that is going to be 11 piercing damage, followed by 15 fire damage.
Fire damage, I'm pretty sure would definitely take
Yep.
effect. The piercing damage, I don't think so.
And so as it bites down, you can feel it bite into your skin and get a good grip, but it doesn't seem to really render your flesh until its throat heats up and its saliva starts burning through, and you still take that 15 points of fire damage.
Cool.
And
The pain that rips out of his mouth is his, but there's also a strange, monstrous blend within it.
oh, hell yeah. And that is the end of its turn. Immediately to you.
Excellent. I would like to murder this. I
How
would
you like
like
to
to
murder
I would like to use action to murder.
I cast murder at 3rd level.
I cast murder.
I cast gun.
Give me a gun, Corso. Come on.
That's funny. Well, heck. Curious question. How are there any others close by chance?
Yes, there is the one right next to Brutus, because there were two over there and they cut one down, but there is a second one still there, and there's the one that's on your arm.
Okay. What I
That
would
one's
like
about
to
15 feet away.
Okay. So what I would like to do, I'm just making sure that because there's a weird thing about this. Okay, cool. Okay. So what I would like to do for my bonus action, I would like to cast Misty Step to get out of the bite
Okay.
towards the direction of Amelia.
Okay. Yep. And
just-
you
And I
weren't like
will-
grappled or anything. Like you had movement fully
Mhm.
allowed. But yes, you are allowed to Misty Step the hell out of there.
Okay. Because if it's not grappled, so I can just
No,
move
yeah,
and
you
not
could have
have it
just
drag
moved.
along.
Yeah, that's just like flavor.
Okay, cool. In that case, I won't cast Misty Step. Instead, actually, no, I'm in melee range with it. Therefore, it does give an attack of opportunity. So never mind. I put that statement back out there. Yes, I will cast Misty Step
Cool.
towards Amelia or towards Terex, excuse me. And I will roll wild magic to. see
And
if
what's your
it's
count at?
2, actually.
Okay.
My count is 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and see.
If you surge.
Yes, because if I do, I would like to send my condolences to Terex because we're gonna be right next to each other. 12. Okay,
All
thank
right, you're
God.
safe.
Alrighty. Because there is a.
And so its bite clamps down on nothing now as you
Mhm.
vanish from it. And
And
it
I
looks
would like-
around.
I would like to cast Chaos Bolt,
Okay. Who?
the one that
Bit you?
yeah, the one that bit me. So that's another roll to see if I surge.
Okay. Chaos Bolt. Actually, hold on. Is
8.
Chaos Bolt a cantrip? Because you've already used
No.
Misty Step.
It's both Chaos Bolt and Misty Step. Well, Chaos Bolt is a 2nd level.
Yeah, they're both leveled spells. You can only do
Yes.
one leveled. So won't be able to do Chaos Bolt. You could do a cantrip.
Okay. Well, I'd like, since Ray of Frost is 60 feet, I'd like to roll to attack
Do it.
and see if I can hit that. No, that's a nat fucking 4. I don't think a 9 hits.
Nope.
I think he would have like tried to shoot the Ray of Frost out of his wounded arm, and it just didn't cooperate as well as he wanted to.
Okay, yeah, you misty step away and you try and just immediately throw this bolt back behind you, and it happens to just sail right past it, and it now knows where you are.
Oop.
And that ends your turn.
Yep.
You
that
still
does-
have movement available because you only teleported.
Oh, I would like to use my movement to stick with Terex. And if the other team members are having a hard time getting back to us, I'll use my next turn to help recover them so that way they can come back to us.
Okay.
A plan.
And that is the hound next to Brutus and Ruby. Ruby, this thing is going to bite at you.
Has it considered not?
It thought about it, but then it rolled a 22.
You
So-
know, it thought about it, and I don't think it thought very hard. Because yes, that bites Ruby.
Yeah, I admit
choice.
it didn't
I don't
Didn't
feel like
think very
it thought
hard.
as hard as it could have. I don't really appreciate that.
Yeah, so that is going to be a total of that is going to be, just so that you know the specific numbers, that is 8 piercing damage, and then its mouth heats up for a total of 5 fire damage, rounded down to 2.
So 10 damage total.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
And it bites at you and lands a good bite. That is the end of its turn.
Can Ruby curse out in Primordial when it does it?
Hell yes.
Okay, cool. She does so.
And then it is up at the top of the order to Brutus.
Okay. So there's the 24 that are encroaching on us. Like, how far away is the rest of the pack from where?
Make a, I guess I'll call that survival to kind of figure
Okay.
out timing.
Yeah. Ooh, I rolled good. 16.
You
Sorry,
feel,
not 16. 19. I have to add my modifier.
you feel like you've got about 30 to 60 seconds before those in the distance are here.
Okay. 30 to 60. A lot of rounds of combat. Okay. In that case, I'm just going to try to murder the one that's right here, and I will hold on to my ability to frighten them in case the rest of them.
Okay.
Who attacks? This one isn't the one that has fairy fire, is it?
No, that's been killed.
That's the other one. Okay. Just regular 2 attacks then. Great Weapon Master. I would like it. Ooh, nat 20! And then the other attack was I don't know. It was like a whole bunch, even with the penalty to hit. Was like a 19.
All right, so both will hit.
Yeah.
Let's deliver that nat 20 first,
Okay.
because that's the one you rolled first.
Yeah. Let me get my cat. I can key it in as I roll stuff.
Freaking paladins.
I'm not gonna smite though, so it's not gonna be as intense as
It's
it
still gonna be a
sometimes
lot.
can be.
This stream brought to you by Paladins.
Roll 1. Okay. $13 plus 9 plus. Plus 10. Okay, so 32 for the first hit, the crit.
Okay. And that one is still up.
Okay. and 30 for the second hit. That was
All
not
right.
bad.
How do you take that one out?
I think just sword like up and kind of down and in between the shoulder blades where the neck like meets the shoulders through the spine there. Just that
Down
way,
and
even
a
if it
yank.
didn't die, just
And yeah, and that
Not
one goes
moving.
down and limb. And you've taken this one out. That was both attacks. You've still got movement and bonus action.
okay. I think I will go ahead because we gotta at least start the running, and and I'm not gonna take my. I guess. Yeah, because the other ones are still pretty far away. So I will go ahead and because there's no other ones close by to where me
There
and
is
Ruby are.
one within
There-
about 15 feet where Hiccup was. Hiccup teleported away from it, but it is within 15 feet.
15 feet. Never mind. I'm gonna go over and guard against that one while everybody else starts to move because I'm beefy.
Okay. Ruby.
And then just be like, I'll follow as soon as everyone else is clear.
Do you want help?
You sure?
Sure.
I don't mind. You're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so Ruby.
Just passing through.
Passing through, I go, so I'll take the 15 feet of my movement to go over and try to get a good swing at it. So I'm going to use my short sword to get a sneak attack on it. If I
Go
can.
right ahead. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Okay, that is a 16. 10 plus 6.
That'll hit.
Thank God for plus 6.
So 5d6 total. The
Yes.
sneak attack and your stab.
Yes, so 5d6 total. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5d6
I,
total. Oh, so 23 points of damage. 20 plus the 3 from the short sword. So 23 points of damage to this one. I'm just going to go for an undercut down, kind of under the jaw and up. Up through
Okay.
its snout. That way it can't call for help.
And it's okay if we can't backtrack to this, but I forgot that I can do a bonus action attack because I reduced a creature to 0.
Oh. Okay.
I keep on
Sure.
forgetting I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
So here's what we'll do is Ruby runs up and delivers those blows, and I'll allow that bonus action basically response as it sort of tries to move. Basically, what I'm giving you in response is not exactly retconning. I'm giving you an attack of opportunity to eat that up.
Cool. I appreciate that. I've literally had so many times where I could have done that and keep on forgetting
I'm
that I
glad you
can.
remembered it. I'm glad you remembered it this time.
Yeah, 18 plus stuff to hit.
That'll hit.
I didn't
Plus-
use Great Weapon Master. I
plus-
should have.
18 plus stuff.
18 plus stuff. 19 damage.
Okay. This one does not look good.
Perfect.
And that was your action, Ruby. Do you have any bonus or anything else?
Nope, I think I'm good. I used 15 speed of my movement, so I don't have a bonus action that would work here. So I am good. Thank you.
All right, Terex.
Cool. I am going to whichever ones are closest is still up. I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast.
There's only the one left.
Okay. First beam. That's a 13 to hit. I'm gonna just go ahead and use my inspiration. I'm not gonna need that for anything later. I'm sure.
Okay.
That's
Alright,
a
so yeah.
D4, right?
Yep,
So that's a 17 to hit,
that'll hit.
and the second beam. Or how bad is it looking? Do I need to?
Real bad. Just roll damage
Okay.
on that first beam.
That's 7 force damage.
Yeah, and you just strike it, and it drops. How do you hit it? Where do you hit it?
I think Ruby just like hit it right in the neck, right?
Mm-hmm. So
Like a
it
good
wouldn't
slice.
call
So
for
I'm
help.
gonna try and aim it right in there, so it just blasts whatever
Open.
anchor is inside, just out open.
Yeah, and you just basically send that energy, and you puncture that hole all the way through, and That one is down. All in range ones have been taken out.
Hey.
I love the amount of brutal this has become.
Wow.
Girls' night.
we
Yeah.
spent 5 minutes in hell.
All right,
Yeah.
bonus action or movement.
Bonus action, I'm just going to load up my crossbow and Crimson Right on it for cold damage. I only take 1 point of damage. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
And so activate the right, so it's on my crossbow. And then I'm running further toward the shed and also, or the house, the small structure, and also trying to reach out for Cera. Like, I didn't exactly get a how-to on this, but I assume you're looking for me. I don't know
Okay.
how to find you.
Make an Arcana with advantage. And at the same time, everyone else, all within range creatures have been struck. I know Hiccup is running. Ruby and Brutus, are you joining the run?
Yeah, as soon as I see that creature's, like, the hellhound in front of me that we were fighting is down, I'm gonna turn to Brutus. Ready?
Ready? Yeah.
And we
Alright.
run.
So all
I-
players, yeah, go ahead.
I do. I don't know if this like really works to have like a prepared action, but basically, if they catch up to us, I want to use my
Fear.
my fear thing because it affects all creatures of my choice within a range. So
Sure.
if the pack catches up, I want to do that.
Okay, and we're going to determine that by all
Sheathing
players
my
rolling
sword.
athletics.
Oh, sheathing my
Um,
short sword.
So real quick, let me get that Arcana check that you had for me.
13.
Okay, so again, you're trying to call out what language are you speaking in?
Honestly, at first it was probably in common, and then Derek's probably just defaults to undercommon when they're frustrated because that's what they're used to speaking. So it's probably undercommon.
So yeah, you kind of call out in undercommon, and you get a sense of the word "why" back,
Okay.
and that is sort of in a growly, singular like "why," and you get that back. What is everyone's athletics roll?
8.
I am going to use the inspiration that Bedazzled granted at the beginning of the stream, so I could put
I
that
am
to
also
good
going
use.
to use
Yeah, so I'm just letting you know
I
I'm
was
using,
am
I actually.
I'm just letting you know I'm using that before I even roll. So
So
Okay.
I
now,
can't grant myself inspiration, right? That's how the rules
so
work.
now
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
how it works.
13.
What do
Thank
we
you for the
add
inspiration.
for the inspiration?
A D4.
It's
A
a
D4.
D4.
A D4. Okay.
Zero D4.
so okay, my athletics is 23 total.
I
Cool.
rolled a 13 with thank God for having a D4 because
Okay. So mine works out to be 16 because I rolled, but I need just everyone to understand that I rolled a 4.
But you have all the modifiers to athletics.
Plus the
D4.
inspiration. Yeah.
cool. Thanks, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Okay. So in this order, Hiccup begins rushing forward. Brutus is able to start beginning to pick up right behind. Ruby is advancing, and Terex is at the back of the pack as they're trying to call out. Now, this is all of you moving in a line. Now, the hounds got an 11. So they are going to advance one league closer to you, or one ranking in this. I have you guys sort of set up on a track right now, and you have they have caught up closer as they approach. Everyone make another athletics check.
Okay.
You're going to make several of these, and they will contest them, and depending on the amount of you that they beat, it will determine how much closer they are approaching.
That is a 15.
That is a 16.
Okay.
24
Shit.
But can I intentionally drop towards the back because I want to be ready to do that fear thing? And just
Yeah, you
tell
can-
everybody that that's what I'm planning to do. Of just like if they get close enough, I'm gonna try to use that
Cool.
ability.
Okay, and last for what? Hiccup.
13. Yeah, I
13?
got a 13 total.
Okay, and this round they got an 11. So you all pulled 1 league away as they stopped and began sniffing the corpses of all the others, and then they saw you and they advanced. You feel like you are maybe 3 more of these away from the house, and they are 3 gapped from you, just to give you some technical terms in thinking about this. Okay, and you guys continue running with Brutus at the back of the pack. We're going to do 3 more of these rolls. So let's get another one real quick.
All right. Okay, on it.
Fuck.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
right.
My
All right.
total is 21.
10.
21, 10, 15, and what'd you say for Terex?
1.
Natural 1?
Natural 1 with a
Okay.
modifier of 0.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
So they begin to advance, and they rolled a 7, so they only beat out Terex's. And Terex, as Brutus pulls to the back of the pack, you stumble and fall over a bit of rock that juts up and catches your foot. You're able to get up, but that pause brought them 1 league closer. They're only 2 marks behind you now. And so we're going to say pretty much each of these marks are 50 feet because they move very fast. So they are about 100 feet now. Okay. You are all going to make 2 more of these. So another one.
This one's actually decent. It's a 17. Instead of a 10.
24 this time.
17, 24,
25.
25, and Terex.
9.
9.
9.
Okay.
Can I use my reaction to bend luck to add a D4 to Terex's roll?
Yeah, you. Oh wait, you have the bend luck ability, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you could add a
okay.
D4 then. Is there anything
Alrighty.
that comes with any consequences or anything?
It's a reaction and I spend 2 sorcery points.
Cool. Yeah, you're allowed to do that.
If I roll that, you roll that. Okay. I don't trust my rolls.
+1. I did my
That's
best.
a 10.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's-
It's
No, it's a good
You
move.
never know. You never
that's
know.
true.
They rolled
I
a
gotta help my team.
They rolled a 13, so they advance 1 league closer because they've beaten 1 of you. And so the rest of your group, you are now what feels like 1 more push, about 50 feet from that house. And they are 1 sprint away from you. So everybody make the roll.
I'm going
Blast.
to reach out to Terex and poke her in the arm. You got this, and cast guidance.
Oh, yeah.
So
What does that do? What do I
you get a
get?
D4.
You get a
to your
D4.
next ability check. So
Ooh, rolled
Add
a
a
fat
D4.
1 on that D4.
roll something.
Okay. This is. I already made the roll, and it's okay if you say no for me to use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage.
Now, when you use Tides of Chaos, you just get to redo any roll you want, right?
I gain advantage on the roll.
Okay. So you haven't spoken the roll, so I could say yes.
Okay. Because I want to be fair about this. I want to let you know I already made the first roll.
All right. So I'll let you make the second.
Okay. Well, it's not any better. That's okay. My total is 11
All right. Other
with
rolls.
advantage.
That's a 20 with a natural 19.
20,
Hey.
21.
21,
13.
13. Okay, so Brutus started to slow up, perhaps keeping an eye on Terex, and Terex takes off towards the front with the 11 for, that is for Hiccup,
Yes.
and a 13 for Brutus. They rolled a 19, which means they beat out 2 leads, and they begin to advance within range. And so as you're getting there, that's going to trigger first your fear that you held. As a group of 3 of them come within range.
Just 3?
Yep.
How
Roll.
close are the rest of them?
The rest of them feel like they are another, like, second behind them. Like, if there was initiative, you all would have a round with these 3, and then more would join in the next round.
Okay.
How long have we been running, would you say?
You have been running for probably 30 seconds to a minute. So yeah, you've been running for several rounds because you're running and dashing all at once. So
Yeah.
Like, if it looks like these ones are all gonna catch up to us, I may as well, like, hold another second and do it when more of them are in range.
okay.
Like, it's a better use of it.
All right. And what's the range?
It's 30 feet.
Okay. So yeah, these ones are now within like nipping range, probably about 15 feet, and the rest of them are probably about 50 feet. So they'll get in their next round up within. Or if you'd like to take a step backwards, you could get them all within range. So either hold or run into the fray, your choice.
Yeah, I think it has the potential to really save us if I can get as many of them as possible. So seeing that, like, at least us, like, at the back of the pack haven't quite outrun them all, yeah, like, move forward a little bit.
Yeah, and
see
like
if I can
2
get
of
all
them trying to like get right past you because they're not all picking the same target. And so like 2 on the outskirts are zipping wide to try and get the others. They're all within a circular 30. If you come back like 15 feet, yeah, you'll put them
Yeah.
all within range.
Yeah, I'll do it. I think that's a worthwhile risk to take for the potential gains.
Okay.
So
yep,
they
and
all,
that'll leave you about 50 feet from the house as the others are getting closer towards like the porch.
Okay. So it's each of my choice that I can see within 30 feet. They have to make a wisdom saving throw. And that is a DC 15.
Okay. Let me roll. Oh, nice. That's going to be 14. Okay, and that's a wisdom.
Yes.
DC 15.
Yes.
Okay. And you catch 12 of them in this
Oh.
aura. And
Okay.
they are wrapped up in the fear of you. And they begin to turn and try and adjust course to bolt out and away.
That's right, bad dogs.
But there are still what look like roughly 12 or so more approaching, but
That's
they are
best. I'll
the
take
ones
it.
they are the ones at the back half that are now being sort of tripped up by these ones who don't want to advance. So yeah,
Okay.
you've done that with your action. Okay, what are the rest of you doing as you are you going to continue running towards this house? You're all within like 20 feet of it. Brutus is about 50, so it would be a run and a dash for you.
Can Ruby quickly make a perception check to see what the outside of this house looks like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If it's made of gingerbread.
I swear to God, I'll be pissed. All right, that's 15 plus 1, so 16.
Okay. Yeah, and as you're rushing up to the door, you can see that this house seems to be made out of, you'd call it wood if it wasn't sort of like blackened, and slight flecks of ember seem to sit on it in places, but that doesn't seem to be affecting it. And it just seems like thick, like shards from around the area that you can see. It definitely seems to be made of this place, with bits of metal intertwined throughout it as well. But most notably, sitting on the front porch in a rocking chair is a woman, an old woman, who is simply watching you all approach.
What does this woman look like? Is she humanoid?
She has spun back horns and purplish skin that you would find very akin to a tiefling. And she seems to be holding a book and just looking up at the commotion. And she seems to be making no reaction.
Oh, I'm not even going to touch the porch yet. I'm like, hi. So not to intrude upon your reading or anything, but would you mind if we just take a short sanctuary in your lovely abode here or something? Like, try to look back, like seeing that Brutus is now much farther back.
Seems like you found yourself in a spot of trouble. Come on in.
Right, what was your name? I'm sorry.
I mean, if you have time for all that, do you really need
I just
sanctuary?
don't want to be rude. Stepping up on the porch, looking back to Brutus, like over my shoulder.
You can call me Tigo. And I could call you...
Ruby.
Well, I was going to say lunch if you keep talking, but...
Okay, also fair. Is it lunchtime?
And what do you do?
I'm gonna take a step up on the porch.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're able to step up onto the porch. Hiccup and Terex.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure Brutus gets here. And if they're catching up to her, I'm just going to provide cover fire with some cantrips, mainly
Okay.
Ray of Frost. So he's just kind of hanging back a little bit to make sure that Brutus gets to us safely.
Cool. Are you on the ground or you come up onto the porch?
I'm on the ground.
Okay. Terex?
I will probably run up into like the side of the house and just kind of rest my hand there. And I'm going to think back on what Cera said while I was running. I assume Cera, as I was kind of busy at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to stop outside and say, Abram, the man that killed Kagor is out there, and you are our best chance of finding him and ending him.
Okay. Excellent. And you put that call out. And Brutus, you are in the thick of this. You've got about 50 feet to go to the house. What do you do?
Yeah, I will take my movement and a dash to catch up to everyone else.
All right. Hiccup is down on the ground. Terex is at the side of the house. Ruby is up on the porch. Where do you end up?
I'm going to end up coming towards the porch as well, but again, like sheepdog, like hurting everybody, like the house. Oh, inside.
So you're trying to get
The house.
everyone to like...
Yes, to move as I'm coming, just like I'm fine. go.
I think Ruby's got
Okay.
an outstretched hand, like while she's standing on the
I
porch, like
have
one foot on the lower step,
Best
one foot on the
athletics
upper
in the
step.
team.
Yep.
Like,
Come on, come on,
Hiccup,
Brutus.
do you follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Hiccup laying down cover fire, and then as you get closer, you're like, just fucking go.
just
And
go. I will
Hiccup,
pick people up and yeet them if I have to.
Hiccup follows. What about Terex?
Do I hear anything back from Cera?
So roll an Arcana check with advantage.
These dice keep fucking me over.
Ruby's like one
God
foot on the lower
damn
step,
it.
one on the upper step, just like, come on, come on.
10.
Okay. And yeah, you try to call out again in that, and you don't quite hear a response just yet. But you feel something. Like you feel angry.
I hit the wall of the building, and then I kind of see everyone else going in. Like, better idea in my mind, and I walk toward the inside of the house.
Okay. And as you step up the porch, Brutus kind of ushering everyone, being, the last one up, you turn and you see the hellhounds that were not afraid of you come in full force, and they come darting towards it, and then they skid to a halt. And they all are sitting there growling and baying at you, and they are baying about 5 feet from the porch. And they are just looking at all of you. And Tigo, the old woman, shuts her book, and she looks in their direction. And several of them drop. And then there is a yipping and the beginning of a retreat as the rest of them begin to evacuate the area. And she says, well, been a while since I've had guests. It'll probably be some time that they'll be watching the area. So, and as she stretches, she moves towards the door, and she opens the knob, pushes the door open. Come on in. I'll place some tea on. And she looks over to Terex and says, I assume y'all be wanting to ask a little bit about that mark? And she walks inside.
I kind of look at everyone, and I walk inside.
And Ruby's gonna kind of strike me like, we don't have any better plans right now. And follow.
And as you walk in, you see inside this home a small little abode. There is immediately into what looks like a receiving room. Like it's meant for guests, and yet she says, we don't really get guests. And the table in front of you, made out of black obsidian, and it is a unique, it's an imperfect shape, as it looks like perhaps reclaimed from just the ground itself, and fashioned down nice and well into a nice table. And there are chairs around that seem to be worked out of wood and metal, finely crafted. And she moves back to an area to grab a kettle, and she sets it over some coals, and with a wave the fire stokes nice and hot.
Brutus is gonna check in with Oliver and just be like, so, quick update, we're in hell. Sorry about that. Also, not human? Like, look over at this lady.
And you check in, and Oliver comes on and says, oh, not exactly a place I would have suggested.
Yeah, it was sort of unplanned for the moment kind of thing.
Ah. Very much not human. Very, very much not human. And she looks over at you and says, and just kind of points at you. And you hear a voice in your head say, would our extra guest like some tea as well?
Answer for so maybe.
And Oliver says, no, I think and without time to respond, she says, not to worry. I have something of the Feywilds as well. And simply acknowledges his existence. This is all in your head, though.
How many people?
And she reaches over and she goes to a cabinet and she pulls down several little jars of would look like tea leaves, various different jars she brings down, and she begins crushing them into cups and piecing them together while the water heats. And she turns back and says, so, I take it you're here about the dog?
Yeah, about
Yes.
the dog.
Well, it was some time since that, I assume, since that elf came here. And you bear the same mark, so correct me if I'm wrong. And you hear a voice whisper in your head, Terex, which I rarely am.
I had got on. Out loud, I said, so what do you know?
I think the important question is, what do you know so far? And that is where we take our break. Folks, we are going to be, that's where we end the session today, folks. We are going to be back every Wednesday, rocking out with our fantastic show. But it looks like you have made your way to a little cottage on the shores of hell. What a
Cozy.
fun little place.
Just
Yeah.
It's a nice little beach house.
Cozy, like
Just
little place to get away.
A little cottage core.
A little college core.
little cottage core going on.
Good for her. You know.
But we always like to do an epilogue here. That's
Do
a
we
fun
like
thing.
that?
Do
It's a fun thing, you know?
Is it another like fake straw? Fraud?
We find Abiram, the
Fucker.
vampire, walking throughout the garden of Gulthius trees as 12 adult trees reach up towards the ceiling of this cave. And looking around, he's observing the creatures that come, the bodies being fed, but most notably, something hanging from the branches of one of the trees. He approaches the oldest tree and scales up the side, walking 50 feet up the tree to get to the uppermost branch. And as he walks along it, he crouches down to take a closer look at what's blooming. And a black fruit, giving shape, has yet to flower, but is beginning to grow. And hanging across on an opposing tree, a red fruit. And he smiles and says, "Soon enough, we'll have all that we need." And he descends from the tree. And as he looks out, someone says, "So, are we going to be having guests, Master?" "Oh, I think that's always been the plan, hasn't it?"